Hi, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box just down below this video. Often here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting and spinning and crochet. This is not one of those videos. Every now and then I throw up a video chatting about my little yarn shop. I own a bricks and mortar yarn shop based in Penarth, just outside of Cardiff in South Wales in the UK where I live. And so every now and then I hop on and just update you with what's happening with the shop, and I haven't done one of those videos for a little while, so I thought it was high time that I popped on and updated you. I have got a little bit of just general shop news update, and then I've got some new yarn, a couple of new products and some new publications to show you today. So if you're interested in all of that stuff, then I am very happy to have you here. If you're not, I completely understand, and hopefully you will come back and say hello on my next video. I'll be back on schedule next week, hopefully, with all of my works in progress and finished objects and all of that good stuff. First thing is just a bit of a general update. So if you've been following this series of videos, you'll know that the building that my shop is housed in is up for sale, and the building went under offer back in March. That means that someone was interested and they were going through the legal process to purchase the building. That left me in limbo for quite a few months. Obviously we are now in September, and I have just learnt that the person who was interested in the building has now pulled out of that sale, so the building is now back up on the market. So we're back to square one. What that means for the shop is, again, very uncertain. My lease, so the contract that I have to rent the shop portion of this building, runs out next March. So we're back to square one, really. There have been a few interested parties coming round to look at the building in the last week or so since it's gone back on the market. Obviously my future really depends on who ends up buying the building. If there isn't much interest, because the building was on the market for quite a long time before it actually went under offer the first time, so if we don't have any interested parties, then I don't know at this stage what the intentions of my landlord are. So I don't know whether I'll have the opportunity to renew the lease or whether they'll just want to let the lease expire. Perhaps having an empty building will mean that the building is more interest to people buying. At the moment I don't know what their thoughts are. I think I'll probably leave it till the beginning of next year, and then I'll start having some conversations with the current landlord to find out what the long-term future options are, really. So yeah, kind of back to square one. Still don't know what's happening, but in some ways the sale falling through is good news, because I know the people who were interested in purchasing the building before had plans to change the use of the building, and I think it was very likely that that would incorporate the shop part of the building. So a little bit of a reprieve for Yarn and Yarns, maybe. On to some of the new things that we have in the shop. I've got a couple of exciting new yarns to show you and lots of publications. So I'm not sure what to do about the publications because there's a big stack of them, so I might just briefly whistle through them. And then perhaps if anyone is interested in a more in-depth look at any of the books that I show you, then please let me know and I can pop up a separate video. It's been a little while since I have done a review video. I don't want this to turn into a bit of a slog of me just saying, hey, look at this new thing, look at this new thing. So yeah, I will, as I say, wave all of the publications at you, but if there's anything that you're particularly interested in, then let me know and I will be happy to talk a little bit more in detail on a separate video. So yeah, I think I'll start with the yarn because we all love yarn, don't we? I have got two new yarns that have come into the shop. The first one is from Sirdar, and it's their dual spun yarn, which is an Aran weight yarn. Comes in great big giant 200-gram balls, and it's a lovely variegated yarn. You can see hopefully that. This one's been really popular. I think there were 6 colours altogether. I've only got 2 left, so I've got this one and I've got a green colour, and so I'm hoping to have more stock of this in soon. But if I just show you some of the patterns, which kind of shows you how the yarn knits up and possibly why the yarn's been quite so popular. So it's this really lovely open jacket in that green colour. I think this one's probably my favourite of the patterns. And then there's some accessories. What else have I got? Got another sort of open cardigan and also a sweater in that yarn. So that gives you a little idea of the yarn and the pattern support and some of the other colours that I don't have. It's a 100% acrylic yarn, so easily washed and dried, and yeah, it's probably not too much more to say about that. The pattern support is lovely. So the yarn retails at just under £10 a ball, and for the smaller size garments you need 2 balls, and for some of the larger sizes you need 3. So it's not the most expensive. There are cheaper yarns for sure, but I think this one is pretty good value, and as I say, the colours are beautiful. So this one's actually probably my favourite. It's got some really lovely blues, some gorgeous sort of mustard colours, and then a range of sort of pinky purples. Yeah, so that gives you a little flavour of that yarn from Serdar. The second yarn that I have to show you has just arrived this week. It's the new West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply Christmas limited edition colourway. So if you have been involved in the yarny world for the last few years, you may be familiar that every year West Yorkshire Spinners brings out a limited edition Christmas colourway, and this year is no exception. And it's really cute this year. They have come out with this beautiful new colourway. It's called Robin, so based on the bird. There's lovely reds and browns and rusty tones, and obviously some sort of creams in there as well. And for every ball purchased, it also comes with a free pattern. It's been really quite nicely styled in this kind of Christmas card leaflet. On the back of the leaflet there, it shows you the sock pattern. I won't show you inside because obviously that gives away the pattern details, and although the pattern is technically free, it's only free with purchase of the yarn. It's a lovely pattern. There's a bit of a cable detail up the back, and then it's ribbed sort of around the front of the foot. So I am looking forward to casting this on myself. There are a couple of coordinating colourways that you could put with this yarn if you like contrasting heels, toes and cuffs, or if you want to make a larger project and stripe in some other colours. So the colours that kind of match with this year's yarn are the cayenne pepper, which is the nice bright red colourway, and also this lovely sort of rusty orange colour, which is called turmeric. So yeah, they make a lovely colour combination, don't you think? I think they're lovely. And yeah, you can see where the colour inspiration comes from the illustrated robin on the front there. Yeah, they are now in stock. I've got quite a few balls of the robin colourway. The turmeric colourway has been the most popular contrast so far, so I'm down to only a couple of balls left of that in stock, but I can always order some more. So yeah, that one is really exciting. I always look forward to the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colourway. I love West Yorkshire Spinners yarns, and it's really quite fun that they've kind of used the Christmas colourway this year to extend their birds collection, because I'm a real fan of the birds collection. I've knit quite a few pairs of socks from that yarn, so yeah, I think this will be a really lovely one, and definitely seasonal, but I think this particular colourway definitely doesn't scream sort of Christmas, you know, like the reds and the greens and the sort of traditional colourways. So I think you know, you could definitely knit a pair of socks to wear at any time of the year with this one. So that's everything in terms of new yarns. I haven't gone crazy so far. I've got a couple of other things coming, but I'm trying to be relatively cautious because the long-term future of the shop is still uncertain. It's quite an investment. I think I've talked about this before. It's quite an investment for me to bring in a brand new yarn range. Obviously, when someone comes out with, you know, 1 or 2 new colours, that's fine. But to bring in a new yarn range can be several hundred up to over £1,000 worth of investment for me. So and sometimes it takes a little while for a new yarn to kind of like work into the consciousness of customers and gain popularity. Being fairly cautious about the number of new yarns that I bring into the shop. I do want to keep bringing new things in because it's nice particularly for my regular customers to have something interesting new to choose from. If I do have to shut doors next March, then I don't want to have really kind of invested a ton of money that maybe I haven't had time to recoup that investment. On to the accessories and publications. These are all new products from Rowan. Rowan is a very well-known commercial brand here in the UK. I think it's becoming more and more prevalent in the US as well. I've seen a few different videos, podcasts that I watch where American knitters seem to be coming to Rowan. So I don't know whether the Rowan have had a big push over in the US or whether there's always been quite a big demand for Rowan and I just wasn't aware of it. Obviously I live in my little bubble here in the UK and yeah, Rowan is relatively easy to get hold of over here. First off, Rowan have brought out a new range of accessories. They look really lovely, particularly if you like the sort of minimal neutral kind of look, but they're not the cheapest. I've brought in a couple of the products just to have on display, and at the moment I'm not keeping a ton of stock of them, but I'm taking pre-orders where people want them. So they've come out with some drawstring project bags. As you can see, they're in a nice sort of grey heavy weight cotton, and they've just got Rowan on the front with the drawstring, and they're quite a nice big bag. You definitely get quite a few balls in there. You probably definitely get a shawl, probably a small sweater. I'm not sure if I would quite get a sweater quantity for myself in there. I might, yeah, I probably would. So yeah, they're a nice sort of big drawstring bag for your projects. That one retails at £10. And then alongside that, there's this really lovely, this is so sturdy and nice, little zipper pouch to go alongside that. It has a plain grey lining, and then there's a little patch on the back as well. I can't remember offhand how much this one is. It's maybe, let me go and grab the price list. The zippered pouch also retails at £9.99. Yeah, so they make quite a nice little set together. There's a couple of other products in the range. There's a straight needle roll. There's quite randomly an apron. I don't know. And finally, there's a really neat circular needle roll. And if I just undo the band on this, inside there are a couple of zippered pockets, and then also these kind of slots which are all labelled with needle sizes, both in millimetres and US sizes, for all of your interchangeable needle tips. This one is not cheap though. The retail on that one is £36, so yeah, quite an investment, but I think maybe a lovely gift for someone. I think I'll be popping those hopefully in a nice little display in the window. I think they will make quite nice gifts as we come into that gift giving season. And then finally, I have a whole bunch of the new season Rowan publications. So as I say, I'm not going to run through these in any sort of detail. I'm just going to sort of hold them up to show you what I have. But if there's any particular publications that you have an interest in knowing any more about, then please do leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to throw up a separate video or two just chatting through some of the patterns and things that are in these books. So first off, I have the Rowan Knitting and Crochet magazine, which probably many of you will have seen this before. It's in slightly different format this time. As you can see, it's got this sort of paper band around it. Often in the Rowan magazines, if you have seen them if you've seen them before, they kind of split them in two and have two sort of separate collections of patterns, usually using a particular yarn base. This time they've actually split the magazine down, and it comes in two separate books. So the two collections are housed in two separate books. Next up, this season Rowan have launched a new kind of line / collection which they're calling Mode, which I think, if I remember rightly from my reps spiel, I think they're hoping the collection will appeal to the modern style. I know Rowan are very famous for sort of classic shapes and things like that, so I think this is aimed at, you know, kind of the more modern knitter, whatever that means. These companies come out with these things, don't they? And who knows, a knitter's a knitter as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't go for the full book collection in the Mode because I don't stock all of the yarns, but I went for a little selection. So I have got this one, collection 1, which is 18 hand knit designs. So I'm assuming from the fact that this is collection 1, there'll be some further Mode books in the collection range coming out. I also have the Rowan Mode Big Wall collection because I stock the Big Wall yarn. This one's got, I think, 6 projects. So there's this real statement coat on the front, but there's also some lovely kind of more simple accessories and things in there. And then the final one, I've got the brushed fleece. This one's 4 projects, and this one's really good value actually. This one's only £2, so you get a pattern for this sort of lovely slouchy jumper on the front, and then there's a really lovely sort of long line cardigan, great big wrap, and another jumper there. So yeah, pretty good value I think, that £2 for 4 patterns, and it comes in a really nice booklet as well. Also, I have the British Made collection. I love this book. It's a combination of the Valley Tweed and the Moordale yarns, which are both British yarns. And there's a ton of patterns by Lisa Richardson in here. Some beautiful designs, some colour work, some cables, some simple textures. Yeah, just some beautiful patterns, garments, accessories, the whole kit and caboodle. So yeah, that is the British Made book. And then there's 2 more books and then we're done. So I hope, yeah, this hasn't just been too much of a slog of me holding this up and that up. But these 2 books, I love these next 2. I mean, I love the British Made book, but the next 2 are making me want to completely redecorate my home. A bit of an aside, we moved here sort of 3.5 years ago, and we haven't really done anything to our house in terms of decorating, just because we haven't really had the funds. The only thing I've done is paint a wall in my craft room orange. But there's some beautiful, beautiful homewares in the next 2 books, and yeah, it's just really inspiring me. Anyway, the first one is the Seasonal Palette collection, which is a collection of patterns by Dee Hardwick, and she's also brought out a few new colours in the felted tweed range to go with this book. I haven't got the yarns yet, but I will have them soon. This book is a mix of homewares and also some garments. I'll show you the back as well, just to give you an idea. So you can see there's a couple of jumpers and things, but yeah, this blanket on the front is just stunning. I mean, lots of really, really boring knitting. I don't know if I'd ever make it, but that beautiful sort of tree vine motif, and the colours are just gorgeous. So yeah, just give you a little flash in the back of the book of some of the sort of photography, which shows a bit of how Dee's worked up the different colour palettes. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, lots of lovely patterns. As I say, not just homewares, there's garments, wraps, hats. Yeah, so a really, really nice book. And then finally, from Gem Weston comes Cozy Alpaca Knits, and again, lots of beautiful homewares and accessories and just really fun projects. I'll show you a little picture on the back as well, of this cozy blanket and these really nice sort of slipper socks with the cute tassels around the edge. There's tons of things in here. Try not to, there we go. That I really want to knit. There's a really cute alpaca pair as well. I'm currently obsessed, and I will be casting on soon, and I know this is a bit of a sort of frivolous fun, but there's this tasselled wall hanging. I'm not sure if I'll go for the same colours as this, but I need one. I've got plenty of driftwood that I've picked up from the beach that would just be perfect for making one of those. So one of those is going to go on the needle soon. Look at that, how cute is that? Anyway, those are the publications, and with that I think that's everything that I wanted to update you with. So hopefully a fairly short video. I'm not sure, I've had a couple of interruptions, so I'm going to have to go back and edit this and see what I've got, but yeah, I hope you found something that has sparked, you know, some inspiration or some interest. And if you want me to review any of those books in more detail, then as I say, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to. And of course, I have all of these products available in the shop, so if there's anything that has really sparked your interest, then please do get in touch with me, and we can chat about me getting some things out to you if you're interested. Yeah, I think that's everything. So if you have stuck with me through to the end of this video, then I really appreciate your company, and thank you very much for bearing with me as I flash various products at you. I hope that whatever you are up to, you are able to have a wonderful weekend. We're just going into the weekend here, so hopefully I can get this video up today, and I should be back next week with one of my normal works in progress type videos, so I shall see you again soon with any luck. Until next time, great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.